Podocasteu episode 8 in 3, 2, 1. Hello! Hello, welcome back.
Hello, everyone.
As you can see, there's only two of us this episode because Shane is working. We decided to do this episode for just the two of us for this week.
So, Shane,
See you next
we're
week.
missing you. See you next week.
So for today's episode, we actually kind of gave like a sneak peek-ish. We didn't intentionally do it, but now that I think about it, we kind of gave a sneak peek. It's today's episode is going to be about survival shows and its impact. Like,
Okay.
the reason why we want to talk about survival shows, or I said we've hinted at it last week, is because we talked about Kingdom, and my comment on it's not a survival show if everyone survives, and then, and we just want to expound on that and maybe give more examples on what we think about survival shows, its impact, and even its difference maybe with the Asian market and the American market when it comes to like survivor shows or variety shows. So Jen, what survival show have you watched or what are you watching at the moment?
Survival shows. For my personal definition of survival shows, it's something that has the concept of elimination. Yeah. Of course, obviously, because it's a survival show. So
Exactly.
it's
You have
it's a
to survive. Last man
Yeah,
standing.
true. It's a show that really showcase how good or how amazing you are in overcoming your challenges with the show. So I guess my first exposure with survival show would be Who is Next.
Oh, win.
That win that winner versus icon, but I didn't watch it from start to finish because it was hard to find like the whole app because it was it wasn't easy to find like a reliable source,
Right.
and you have to watch it on YouTube without subs, so that's like for international fans. That's like So yeah, that would be my first exposure. But if I have to choose that I did watch from first episode to the last, it was Show Me the Money 5, Show Me the Money 6, and 7, Triple Seven.
Oh, you finished 777?
Yeah. Almost, because I knew towards the end I know who's gonna win because it was obviously Nafla. I don't know, his
Was it really
skills are
was it
like
really obvious? Because okay, this is kind of like it's going to be our another topic, but is it a sure winner because of his skills, which of course I'm sure is good, but is it a sure winner because of other
you have so many hot takes tonight. So this is really interesting because we have to talk about this because there are so many factors that determine whether you're a winner. On I don't know. It depends on what people think
Right.
that qualifies a person to be a winner. But yeah, for me, it was kind of obvious because from the first episode, people and the not mentors, the fellow contestants were talking about how Nafla was like one of the contenders and possibly be winning the whole show. I mean, coming from the fellow contestants, that's a really big deal because they acknowledge the skill. So yeah, that's I think it was kind of obvious on 777 for me. But for 6, it was, there were, I guess what I can say with 6 and 5, there were interesting contestants, because I wasn't able to pick exactly who's gonna win, which makes the show exciting, because we don't know what's gonna happen towards the end.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
But
I
I'm not.
asked.
Yeah, but
That's why I asked if it was in 7 when you said it was clear who was going to win, because like with survival shows, especially when it reaches the finals, like you have to not be sure of who's going to win. You know what I mean? Because that's what makes the show exciting. And like so it's kind of like, like when you get a spoiler with survival shows, if you already know who's going to win. You know what I mean?
it kind of loses its interesting part. But 777 was a good season for me. Like, despite all the things that other people say that 7 and 6 were not as good as the recent ones, and the recent one, which is 9, which I haven't seen yet.
Me too.
But I know that.
I feel like we have to watch 9.
True, because I watched the old season, so technically I'm just so biased about the old seasons that no, I feel like 5, 6, and 7 are good. So yeah, I think there's a reason why 9 probably is popular and could be the best season after how many season. But yeah, we'll see about that if we
Is it because of swings?
started watching it. Oh, girl, you have so many. I can't. You're very brave tonight. You're saying things that I can't imagine you saying.
Okay, so you're currently watching High School Rapper 4. What else are you currently watching when it comes to survival shows?
Survival shows. Okay, this is different because although it's from the same and channel Mnet, I watched the Produce season 2. So I don't know. It was just
What made you watch 2 instead of
3
the others? Yeah.
F4. I guess first was the availability of the videos. So I said, "Ooh, this is an interesting watch." And then I can say that it was probably my first survival show that's centered on the whole concept of creating a boy group to on the end.
But
You know,
but you
creating
watched
a new group in the end.
but you watched Win, right? I mean, well,
But I didn't watch it. Yeah, but it was more of the win. The win show was like there was already a team, like Team A and Team B. But this time you have to select different
true,
trainees
yeah.
from different companies and make a group. So that was
Right.
like, oh, interesting, because it's 101 trainees. So how are you gonna filter those trainees into fitting a 11 member boy group? And
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
so it was interesting to see and exciting as well, because you don't know what's gonna happen, because you tend to like a lot of trainees when there's so many trainees involved, and then you kind of want this person to debut, and then but unfortunately they didn't. And also because newest, no, how do you pronounce that?
Newest.
Newest, yeah, it was there. So that was like, that's how I felt when Swings. Cause like, what are you doing here? Not in a bad way, okay? It was like, this isn't for you actually. You can, this isn't, I don't know. It's just, I was shocked because New East is as an established group, but I guess it comes down to how management actually pay attention to the group and promote.
The thing with Newest and Swings, why I find the case different, is even though both of them debuted, Newest has been really quiet, or even if they're not quiet, their popularity in the K-pop industry has not skyrocketed, I can say, or even like, so that's why they joined, like, produce, but also, that survival show called The Unit.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, so I feel like that's the case, which I find totally like okay, because a company is still a business. They really need a return of investment if they want to continue the group. So if a group like Newest, who before produced, do not have that ROI, I guess you can say, then they have to do anything that they can to, put out the group again. But with Swings, he's been successful even before he became a contestant. Like he was a judge, he was a mentor in 7, 8, and then a contestant at 9. Like, if, like, compare it to like Hengju. Hengju was like low key after his debut, and like Show Me the Money 6 was his redemption. Maybe I can't sort of compare Swings to Song Mino, because at that time he was already established as a winner member. That's why he got so much hate in 4, like, which is literally the only season I watched from top to bottom. It's SMTM 4. But I don't know if I can say the same thing for BI and Bobby in 3, because they were trainees at that time, right? Icon has not debuted at that time. So I don't know, maybe but then the thing is, if we're looking at it this way, okay, we're going to be jumping from show to show, so like I'm so sorry. But I love High School Rapper 4. I love all the kids in High School Rapper 4. But if I would compare Swings' entry to the competition to a High School Rapper 4 contestant, who do you think I would say?
I don't want to say this
I
because we
know,
love the
me,
boys.
me
Okay,
too.
we love the kids. But it would be probably the Arc or Trade-Out.
Yes. I was thinking of Trade L actually, because the arc has been quiet because like all his scandal. I mean, even if he joined 9, his popularity never skyrocketed as much as 777, because the scandal was like really bad and all that. Although I think he cleared his name, I think, and then he joined a company. So this is again his redemption, which is Hengju. But with Trade L, he just joined the compilation album, literally joined The Purge, literally joined the Cypher, and he literally, oh, I'm saying literally a lot, and but he even participated in the Achu remix. So he's been skyrocketing. But I love Trade L.
Yes, we love Trade-Out. Okay, to be clear, guys, we love Trade-Out.
Trade
It's
so
just
hot.
okay, because Trade L, I think, joined higher team July 2020. So that's like it hasn't been a year since he joined, but since he participated in the compilation album, which is 2 compilation album,
Yes.
Blue Tape and Red Tape. So I think that's when people got to know him more, and especially because Higher is a popular entertainment company. Having J Park and then several talented artists, and then him joining High School Rapper was probably his trying to divide his Trade L and his real persona. No, I don't want to say persona because I feel like he's no. it doesn't have two faces or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just because how do you even say this?
Okay,
Because
If
okay.
if I would make a comparison with what you're trying to say,
Okay.
this is not K hip hop or K anything, but RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, the drag persona of that person is still that person. Okay, let's not say persona. The drag identity of that person is still that person. So even with like, I can't believe I'm comparing Trade L to a drag queen, but
We're not complaining, okay?
I mean, we love. It's just that they're very two different worlds. But at the same time, they meet in the middle in the sense that Trade L is still Sunghoon. And Sunghoon is Trade L.
It doesn't separate you from your like stage name, because you're still the same person. It's just maybe he wanted to show his skills as, I don't know if it's like the mindset of I just want to prove myself first, than having to prove myself with a name
Ooh.
like this. I don't know. It could be the reason, or it's just like I want you people to know me as this, and then you can know me also by this. It's just this is still me. It's just I just want you to know me on different lights or perspectives, or I don't know, spotlight, screens. Yeah.
I think this is just a theory, we never know, but Trade L was never introduced, like, he just joined higher compilation, so people were like, oh, who's this, like, where did this kid come from? We never had a proper introduction maybe to Trade L, so this is his introduction to the K-pop scene. This is me, and I can do this even with not even without my crew, but like I am capable of doing this, and I want to show to everyone that I'm capable of doing this. Okay, so maybe not exactly the same as Swings, because two different stories. This kid just started. But so,
and I guess since yeah.
No, go ahead. I yeah.
Because the only thing I saw that Trade L was part of Higher was just a simple IG post of his picture, and then like I don't know what the caption said, but it's just because it came from the Higher Instagram account, so technically they're just saying that this is the addition, but it didn't have like additional like information of who is Trade L, like where did he come from, like what's his story. It was only yesterday's episode that we saw like Jay Park reached out to him on IG because he saw Trade L's SoundCloud account, and then said like how that's when they started to connect with each other.
And I guess with the higher people, like the higher music crew, we have Shike, who is Show Me the Money 4. We have Woody Gochild, who is Show Me the Money 6. And then we have Big Naughty, who's Show Me the Money 8. So they have shown their capabilities in terms of K-hip-hop and rapping. And like we kind of like probably understand, okay, so yeah, okay, go higher, But with Trade, it's kind of like, who this be,
And I think that's good because his first project with the team was compilation album. That's when I think the pressure is there's a pressure on him to actually do good, because he's gonna participate on the songs that everyone from the Higher is doing, like everyone is participating in. So he had to make sure that Jay did not make a mistake on signing him. But again, we love Trade L. We love his performance. We're just like, he's a kid. No?
Supernova in the dark night.
Supernova in the dark night.
Okay.
Yeah, so going back to swings, again
Are we
guys,
still
this is
going-
just
are we
us
still
jumping from
going
one
to
topic.
talk about swings?
Okay, let's talk about him later. All the controversies and whatever issues with survival shows.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I haven't asked you yet. What are your survival shows?
Oh,
We were
wait.
just talking of my choices. So what about you? Like past survival shows and current ones, and I think maybe something that you saw, like a small or a short clip but didn't actually watch but you found interesting.
Okay. So for me, my survival show that I watched from start to end was I forgot what my first was, but I remember watching Show Me the Money 4, like because of Mino. And the only reason why I watched 4, and I'm not even inner circle, but I was really touched with Win, because I was a huge Block B fan, and I saw that video of Zico coming to Mino's was it the recording studio, and then they started rapping their mixtape together, which I had downloaded, so I was like, I know this song.
Check yourself up when I'm sweating as a mouth. When I sweat's going down, I'm just rapping for my town.
But like, yeah, good times. And then, so yeah, Show Me the Money 4, and then No Mercy, which is Monster X's survival show. I think that's the only 2 survival shows that I've watched from start to end, because I don't necessarily like survival shows because I get too attached. But and then the shows that I've watched clips of would be Win, of course, Win, and then High School Rapper 2. And then because how and then what else? And then now I'm currently following High School Rapper 4 and Kingdom. So I mean, we have a lot to talk about when it comes to Kingdom, like a lot.
No.
And then I've watched performances of the Produce Me, like the Pick Me Up, and but that's about it. So yeah, that's what I'm watching now. Show Me the Money 4 was pretty iconic because Zipal. Oh, I've also watched clips of 6 because Zico and Dane, bro.
A fancy Chad.
Fancy child. 요즘 것들이래 Sunday. The best.
We had to dance every time that song comes on.
Yeah, man, you
'cause
can't just
it's just
yeah.
Do we talk about how survival shows worked, or how is it like it's how do we go from here?
Oh,
Do we
okay,
have to
wait.
talk more about Show Me the Money?
I have, when you said a while ago in the first part, when you said Nafla was okay, I'm gonna start talking about Kingdom. I can't help myself. But when you said Nafla was kind of like a sure winner of 7, and because I didn't watch 7, right? I didn't watch Show Me the Money 7, so I didn't know how they would edit it. But for me, okay, so there's been this issue surrounding, well, I'm going straight to issues, but there's been this issue surrounding Kingdom that other groups, you know what, name dropping, SF9, B2B, and Icon received unfair treatment compared to the ZZZ groups, which is
ZZZ.
80s, The Boys, and Stray Kids. And because apparently, allegedly, they changed the budget. So there's a cap for the budget so that, people don't go overboard with the stage design and props, because as we know, props and stage designs are part of the performance. So that's gonna play a huge role on the score. Now, there was an original budget of 5 million won. But then there was this report that said Mnet decided not to go through with it, or like they decided to like get rid of the budget, so groups can spend as much as they want. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I understood. So, but then the only groups who got that memo was the ZZZ groups. Hence, the difference in the stages of the ZZZ groups and the other groups. Now, who is to blame? Obviously, Mnet. Period.
Because they're the organizer of the show. The first info has to come from them. Like, if there's changes, it has to come from them.
It's not the ZZZ group's job to tell the other groups that, oh, did you guys hear? No.
Of course. They're just participants. You know, the producers should do the job of
Like-
making sure that everyone is informed, because that's like your job.
You know what? They could have made a group chat on Kakao or something and say, hey guys, you know what? We decided to change the budget. But we never know. This is all alleged. We never know what actually transpired. But
This is just us international fans. This is what we know about it.
this is
So please,
but then ever since before, I think it was, did you watch Mama 2020?
no.
Do you still watch Mama?
No. Because after Big Bang, after the 2015, 2016, was it 2015? I rarely watch Mama. I don't know. It's just, it felt empty to me. I don't know.
Right.
It's just it doesn't have the same effect on me anymore. So why would I watch something
Right.
that's not gonna make me hyped up the whole time? So yeah, that's just my preference. Okay.
Right. I mean, understandable. I mean, you are a huge YG stan, so totally understandable. Like, but okay, so 2020 was like a rough year, you know, where we had to stay at home. We couldn't even celebrate Christmas outside or New Year's outside. We just stayed home because of the coronavirus. So my friend was like a huge N-citizen, so she was like, "Oh, Sel, do you want to watch Mama with me? Like all 23 members are gonna be there." So I'm like, you know what? Why not? There was a special stage of Stray Kids, The Boys, and ATEEZ. And they didn't say what it was for. And then suddenly the Kingdom logo came up, and I'm like, okay. It was a huge, huge stage, Jen. I am not even kidding. And from there, I was like, these three, I could feel it already that these three are going to be the ones that Mnet will look after, because of what they did for Mnet as well, which is the huge Mama stage, you know, give and take. Like, that's what I felt. So it wasn't really shocking to me, personally, that the news about the budget thing came up, because even since December, I was like, these three are going to be the ones Mnet favors. Because if everyone has signed at that time, why did they only invite the three? Unless these three are the first ones who confirmed their slot. I mean, obviously the boys, they have to, right? They have no choice. But what if these two, Stray Kids and ATEEZ, were the first ones to confirm? I mean, okay, we've done a lot of productions before, and we love it when talent confirms immediately, right? So I feel like that's also the
Of
case
course.
for Mnet.
Okay. Interesting take on that. Because I feel like, yes, because as you have said, they showed a stage on Mama before, and that was the reveal of Kingdom, that they're gonna be participating in Kingdom.
Yeah.
Did I get it right? But what if?
Oh, let's get it. Let's get it. Come on, hit
Let's
me.
just
Come on.
no. What if the other three, that, Icon, SF9, and B2B were not originally on the list of participants? No, because you said a while ago that those three may have been the first groups to say yes, that yes, I will be participating, yes, I will be joining the show. But what if? No, it's just I don't know, it's just my thoughts right now are kind of
No.
messy. I just don't know what to say.
Possible, because Monster X declined. So they had to find a replacement, or they had more groups previously and then just cut it down to 6. Like, what if there was 7 groups with Monster X but then they declined? It's either they just decided to go with 6, or one of the groups replaced Monster X. Because, okay, originally B2B declined as well and then decided, you know what, we're gonna join.
We don't know
Moment of
what's the story.
silence. Moment of silence.
Okay, a moment of silence for the Kingdom fans right now listening to our podcast and watching this from YouTube.
I mean, we are Kingdom fans as well, but like looking at it objectively, you know?
I don't know, because the issue with the budget, it's obviously Mnet's fault. Why would you not inform other groups just because you have a favorite? I don't know. Like, dude, that's not how it works.
Let's go back to budget, because I remembered something that you and I talked about. A few days ago, we weren't sure if it was really a budget issue. Like, we said, let's think of the positive. Like, what if it was really just 5, although it doesn't seem like it, but let's say, for the sake of looking at the other side of the coin, that it was 5 million and everyone had a fair budget. We both agreed that there was one group who kind of fell flat with their performance.
And do you notice this background? Do you have any idea who's the group we're gonna say? Do you? Is this familiar, guys? I think I saw this on the practice video.
Yes, it's this group who practiced in this practice room. Icon.
Okay. Yeah, it's Icon.
It's Icon. So, okay, at first, for the 100-second first performance, it was obvious that they were having fun. They didn't. I said it previously I said it in our previous podcast. It was very obvious that Icon was just here to have fun. And I said that they didn't have to prove themselves because they've proven themselves already. And it was, for me, sort of weird that they were invited to this kind of program because they've already established a huge name for themselves. But looking at the performance now, it got us, Jenny and I, thinking. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jen. But it got me and Jenny thinking. What if Icon better really step up their game if they really want. The moment they said they would join on Kingdom, they should have known what kind of show it is. For me, there were so many powerful performances on RTK, Road to Kingdom. So they should have known, I guess. So my perspective kind of changed in that way, because looking at the other groups, I'm not saying that Icon is not giving their all, but the other groups were insane. They had a storyline, they had crazy remixes, and they had a whole new. Okay, fine. Icon had a new choreography as well, but I don't know. This is gonna sound mean, but I told during my call with Jenny, I said this is not a music program.
Yeah, she said that.
I mean, not to okay, that sounded really really mean, but again, joining a group of like Kingdom is different. You know, it's not just no, it is just performance. It is how amazing you make the performance. Like, yes, singing, dancing, but it's about the stage. It's about the props. It's about how you can show another side of you with, let's say, your song, or how you can prove yourselves as performers with one performance in 4 minutes. So yeah, that's my take, I guess, with when it comes to like budgeting. Of course, this is only applicable if the budget was, you know, the same.
Fine.
Like now that, you know, people are saying that, you know, the budget is different, blah blah blah, then I take that all back, because then that's really unfair treatment. Again, props are a huge part of the performance. But if there was the same budget, then I think I would stand with what I say.
Yeah, I do get your point, because I feel like, yeah, let's go by the context of everyone having that 5M as the budget. And, you know, if you compare the 6 performances, you know, the last 3 was definitely, like, were definitely the ones you would remember. Unless you're a bias of that particular group, which is like, no, okay, let's put this in a non-K-pop fan perspective. Let's stream all the 6 episodes. Who do you think would gain the most impressions, or like would gain the most reaction? Because I feel
80s
like
80s is Kraken. Not even 80s.
Pentagon.
It's the Kraken.
it's the Kraken. No, not the boy. Like not the members of ATs, but it's the
It's
it's
the huge
Kraken.
octopus tentacle formesis.
It's just the first impression. You know, what would you remember? Like what performance would you remember if this is like but still this is just what if you put these videos on a non-K-pop fan YouTube channel and let them stream it. But going back to the 5M, I stand also with Sel saying that it was kind of underwhelming, felt flat, because I know Icon could do so much better than that.
Which kind of begs the question as well. Did YG make them join Kingdom? Or did they join Kingdom and YG is not supporting them?
This is definitely like a, oh my god, we're gonna get a lot of opinions and comments and whatever reactions in this, but no.
This is
we have to
a
talk about this.
speculation. This is a possibility.
Cause it felt like you. Okay, with the boys, because they won Road to Kingdom, and I saw like some of the clips on YouTube because Mnet publishes or like, you know, uploads their videos on YouTube. It's just that the boys were definitely in it. Like, you know, they were crazy about it. They had it's for me it became like a trademark for the boys to have that kind of concept. They're very creative in what they do. Like the storyline, whatever elements that's gonna happen in their performance, it felt like they thought about it. Like, you know, and with this how do you say this, with this kind of determination that they're gonna win the Road to Kingdom. So, and they won. So it felt like they could have done more, because they're part of the first group to perform. So don't you wanna do something that's gonna be memorable? Although I like the songs that they chose, because Love Scenario and Chuketa are really good, great songs. It's just it felt like there was something missing. I don't know, maybe it was the props, it was the production set, because it didn't feel like it was
They could have done so much more.
yes, they could have added different added elements that could make the performance feel a little bit dynamic, because I don't see this up and down emotion when I saw the performance. It's just like, okay, I can sing the song, I'm familiar with the song, but yeah, I like some of the parts, but it felt like, oh, I think I've seen this before.
Uy.
It felt like because okay, here's my take. Since they don't have eliminations, so they don't have to fear about getting out from the competition anymore. So don't you think it's like one less problem to think about and just focus on doing?
Okay,
No,
to
you're
say
not-
okay,
you're not
to
thinking
say
about,
it to say it in a very mean way. This is the most mean way that I could think of, but I think what you're trying to say in the meanest way possible is they don't have to worry about their performance because they're not gonna get eliminated anyway. That's like, in the mean. And this is not only for Icon. This is not only for Icon. This goes to all the groups because they're all in the same show. But imagine taking a test, but then everyone passes. Would you study?
you're not. Well, yeah, with the test, the teachers said like, oh, no one's gonna be. I'm not gonna fail anyone from this class. So you just have to do your thing. And okay, fine. Some may be like, okay, I'm just gonna be cool about it. But some people will be like, this is my opportunity to do good because I'm not gonna be failing.
I mean, of course, that's like a very bad mentality when it comes to like shows like this. Let's be honest here. This is honest hours.
You know that survival shows are the worst type of shows that we can actually analyze because it has a lot of things that we can talk about.
True.
Do you guys know that? Because,
I mean, survival shows are like really cruel, TBH, because they play with the mentality. So it's honestly like, but at the same time, like shows like, okay, High School Rapper 4, Show Me the Money, you really see, there is a possibility that you can produce diamonds under pressure, and it's really fulfilling as a viewer or as someone who watched the show to see that change. For example, I'm going to go back to High School Rapper 4. I think with the two, of course, with High School Rapper 4 got a lot of attention because that Trade L and D-Arc were joining the show, which, let's be real, it was one of my main reasons to watch the show, to see D-Arc, but you can really see D-Arc going from I'm going to win this, I'm going to crush everyone, to, making friends and enjoying what he does, which then delivered a beautiful performance of Cold. And even with Trade L, episode 1, episode 2, he was constantly under pressure because he had higher music. He brought with him higher music. Second, Jay Park was one of the mentors. His boss, his colleague is one of the mentors. PH1, Woogie. So, and it was very obvious. Like, Jay Park really said, you're nervous, and it shows. But, and I mean, you see, when he let that all down, because of, okay, it's also kind of the pressure from Jay Park to let it down, which is kind of like ironic, because the pressure to chill, right? Which is very ironic. But look at Backpack. Look at On a Bum and Uri Takachi Chuma Chuji. That was like the turning point.
Yeah.
Hanggang Gang. That was his turning point. And then he performed Supernova, which is, I told Jenny this last night, But the moment he went down and like started rapping facing down, I felt like that was his that was a level of rap that he has yet to unlock, and it was unlocked in that performance. We've
True.
never seen Trade L like that. Emotional, talking about his life story. Because, I mean, yeah, he talked about his life in Cypher, and he talked about his life in The Purge. But the lyrics there were more of like, I'm a kid, I made it from my room, and now I'm here. But he never talked about the fact that he only had 1 year to prove himself, or he's going to quit rapping altogether. He never talked about the fact that he made 4 songs every night, and due to that, he got a contact from he got J Park to DM him. You know, it was very emotional. So I lost my train of thought. Why am I talking about? Oh yeah, pressure. So
This is honest hours. Okay.
Honest
Honest
hours.
hours means like random, spontaneous. It's just the train of thoughts are out there. This is our time to pour our thoughts to you
Because-
it felt like we're just gonna.
we have thoughts. The
We're
moment
bursting with
Kingdom,
thoughts.
and I feel like these thoughts, you know, they're kind of fun. And like, this is literally why we started Podocasteu in the first place, because we had thoughts.
We had so many thoughts.
We
and
had-
it felt like we had to share this. This is
good stuff.
your intervention.